Hi, I'm Troy Sims. I'm the Minister of Discipleship and one of your pastors here at Williamsburg United Methodist Church. Over the past several weeks, Pastor Brian has shared videos like this on various topics, and today it's my turn, and I'm pleased to talk with you today about the Wesleyan Quadrilateral. Some of you are very familiar with that, others maybe not so much. But for us as United Methodists, this is something that one of Wesleyan scholars named Albert Outler, when he looked at Wesley, he said, hey, these are the four primary sources that John Wesley used in being able to interpret the faith, to have the source of his faith. And so these have become very important for us. And so foundational for us as United Methodists is the Bible, believe it or not. It is. It is the thing that we look to as the primary source of our faith in terms of things that can inform us, that can guide us. And so this provides the beginning up for us. It is the most important document for us as United Methodists, the Bible. And so it sits as a foundation that other things can be built upon. Now, next in this quadrilateral is what is known as tradition. Now, tradition encompasses a lot of things, but for one, the hymnal is an example of our tradition. For sure, it has the liturgies that we use for baptism and communion, which is a part of our tradition, but the hymns are a part of our tradition. They give us our theology. Even in the back of the United Methodist hymnal, we have multiple affirmations of faith, allowing us to see the breadth of the things that we believe as United Methodists. And I like to think of tradition as walls that we might build a house with. But really, tradition is even more than the hymnal. It's really sort of the church history from the beginning up until today. But tradition is still being written. But tradition is all of those people who have spoken the things that they have done since the time of Christ. And so that's a part of the quadrilateral tradition. Now, if you'll notice, part of the walls keep trying to fall here. Another thing was important for Wesley is the idea of reason. Now, this can be looked at in a couple of different ways. One is that reason is the gift of our mind, the ability to think through things. But interestingly, some scholars, Wesleyan scholars, will look at Wesley and say, you know what? Wesley didn't just look to the Bible or Christian tradition. Wesley looked at even secular sources. In fact, John Locke was an important source for John Wesley, a secular writer. But his ideas lead into another thing. But reason, if you'll notice, kind of helps hold the house together. It keeps it from falling down. But you know what? You can be in a house and it can get really cold or really hot. People have died in houses that didn't have air conditioning. And so one thing for Wesley is the HVAC system of our experience. You might even remember the story of John Wesley, what's called his Aldersgate experience, where his heart was strangely warmed. We also need that. God keeps speaking to us, and so over and over again we have the opportunity to experience the warmth of God's love, the coolness of God's peace. And so I think of this quadrilateral as a foundation of Scripture, walls of tradition, a roof of reason, and an HVAC system of our experience. Here's the thing, though, they're very much interrelated. The Bible, guess what, is based on some traditions. It's also based on certain people's experience. It's also based on the way people thought in another time of history. Tradition, guess what? Some tradition is based on Scripture. It's based on other traditions. It's based on other people's experiences. It's based on the way other people in the past thought about things. But you know what? Our own experience. Guess what? When we read Scripture, it becomes a part of our experience. When we look to our history, when we participate in worship with others, doing things that people have done for centuries, that becomes a part of our experience. And the way we think about those things becomes a part of our experience. So why am I telling you all this? I'm hoping that you will participate in Bible studies and theology studies here at the church. In fact, we're purposefully in the resource room where you can see a lot of the resources that can inform us. But here's the thing, to dig really deep into the Bible, to think deeply about our theology, to think about our own experience, it takes a lot of different things. We have to look at what is foundational, what gives structure, and how we think about those things. And so I'd encourage you to take part in studies here at church. Also reach out to me, Pastor Brian, Pastor Madison, even Zach. We would love to be able to sit down with you and talk about anything at any time. But we are so grateful you're a part of this church, and we're glad that you are letting this church be a part of your experience. Have a great day.